Hi there, everyone. It's Clare Church here, and it's May. So there's been reports all around on YouTube about the Scorpio full lunar eclipse scheduled for the 15th and the 16th of May. I'm going to start. So what I do is look at those and summarize them because there's so much information, primarily for my group, but I do share it to other social media. So okay, this is quite a biggie. It's Scorpio linking with the transformation process. So the lunar eclipse is in the zodiac sign of Scorpio, which happens to be mine. And we take what we need to go forward. So it's useful to hear a little summary from three astrological people who are very gifted at that. And so I'm going to try and give you that. So the first one is Tanya Gabrielle, and she talks about Scorpio being a good researcher and detective. So we may need to cleanse and purge and go within. And it's about grounding and simplifying our life and accept what is easy, really. And Scorpio shows us like the roots beneath. So Scorpios can expose things that other people aren't aware of. There's a sort of intuition going on with all Scorpios. And if you can get in touch with that, it's incredibly helpful. It's incredible. There's a whole sort of world opens up. And it's about intense knowledge of what to move on from, and about elevating things for ourselves. So some things may be a bit painful, and it's about what we're too attached to as well, and about institutions, about people, and it's about sort of being clear on that. And also there is Pluto retrograde, and Pluto works favorably with the sun and moon, and Neptune is conjuncting Mars. And so we might need to, she says, rest and integrate and slow down and watch our health. And spiritual knowledge and energy are sort of like quite very strong. So we might feel a little bit sluggish, and we need to sort of take time to take it in. And Saturn is squaring the eclipse. So Saturn helps us learn, and it squares with the sun and moon. So there's kind of a reality check of what's transforming. And it's kind of looking at our group dynamics with other people and about individuals as well. So I'm just looking at my notes, understanding what we need to do on our own as well. Saturn's a great, great teacher, and it shows us where there isn't a fit. So it's about on our own terms, and where things are in common, but where we may need to make announcements, make decisions, make boundaries, and do a review. And that's what people might feel a bit like doing. And Saturn shows also, she talked, Tanya Gabrielle's amazing with numerology, and I have learnt quite a bit off her amazing video clips. So she talks about 7-year cycles with Saturn, and shows in Scorpio what in 2014, what started then, and does it still fit, and what's it looking like now? Is it relevant? And look at the bigger picture. And there might be from Saturn, unbeknownst to us, a new 7-year plan, and this might begin to show. So by the end of the decade, something will kind of show up. And also, just turning the page, Scorpio is a bit about financial energy, and we might need to make some tough decisions at this point. So Saturn says what to do today, and it's like a timekeeper. It's actually quite disciplined as well. And it's kind of reminding us, what did we do in 2014? What we're doing now, and what will we be doing in 2029? So like the 7 years in between, and looking at the cycles, and looking at that bigger picture. Some things may collapse, and there's like an internal side of that and an external side. on the bigger picture, wider, outside world, what is going on as well, and what needs to lighten, what sort of can be left behind. Also talked about Mercury retrograde. Lots to say about that. So Mercury's going retrograde today, and we may need to be more careful in our communications. That's what happens when Mercury's retrograde, and also possibly travel plans. Just make sure they're correct. And there's a link to Aries as well. So quite a bit about the new self and truth for the self and empowerment. And it could be kind of a strong time for that. So also about kind of announcements and ownership. And the full moon in Scorpio, very powerful. She talked about Buddha reborn this time, about evolutionary change, that type of thing, and keeping long-term perspectives. So it's a big full lunar eclipse. And then Bracha Goldsmith, who's an amazing British astrologer as well. Tanya's American. Bracha's based in Greece, I think. She talked about Scorpio as well, 15th, 16th of May, the lunar eclipse. Intense, complex, deep, major aspect. Scorpio likes to get involved, showing hidden stuff and what's being put off and needs doing and dealing with. What is on our to-do lists. And it could be to do as well with psychic bonds, ties, and even vows, because Scorpio is about the most psychic sign in the astrological wheel. So don't be frightened or controlled and manipulated. And there could be like a sun moon. I think she talked about Saturn's T-square and fixed signs involved with lessons like patience, slow down, think deeply. And that around really the Mercury retrograde starting today is till the 4th of June. And it's a good time to sort of go internal really and start checking out what needs sorting out, and to slow down a bit and really check on our communications. And there is a bit of confusion because the planets, I won't go into detail, but the planets are kind of in the houses where a couple of them aren't too happy. So co-ruler is Mars, who talked about in Pisces, and those two aren't that comfortable, seemingly. And Venus is in Aries, definitely not that sort of comfortable. There might be some confusion. So have faith, believe in the self, because there might be some sort of strange, what do we say, a bit like this feeling when you're rubbing your tummy and patting your head. Big energy stuff in the media, press, Parliament in the UK. It might be more intense, even more intense. There's so much going on. Be discerning and know when to speak and when to be silent, and when to give or when to receive. That was a nice summary I thought she gave. And let go, when to let go, and when to for the fresh to come in. And then I just move quickly on to Pam Gregory, the last one, who's like I call the Queen Bee, British astrology. She's just so very British English type lady, very ladylike. So she talks about the eclipse 15th to 16th of May. And she talked, she's lovely. She talked about astrology being a wave of probability to it, and it may things manifest closer to the date that they're talking about, and then it's like a wave and then it recedes. So you feel that, like with the build up of the eclipse, especially sensitive people, and then as it dissipates, it those feelings dissipate. She talked about 4th of May, that the sun was conjunct with Uranus, and there were shocks and surprises and a freedom surge. That's obviously in the past now. May the 4th be with you. And then 10th of May, Mercury moving retrograde, she talked about as well. Be aware of the words we use, she said as well. Big aspect, 11th of May, Jupiter goes from Pisces to Aries, and warrior Mars ruler, and then Jupiter has a 12-year cycle, and it brings expansion. Really, there can be an echo later as well. It's known as the Great Benefactor, and it was sort of very active around the run up to the Arab Spring in 2012, she said. And we've had this conjunction involving Pisces, Neptune and Jupiter, but that was very much like dreamlike state. And I've had quite interesting dreams. I haven't always grasped them and understood them, but now with Aries getting more active, it's kind of about the first zodiac and fresh new things, and it's about action. So Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, cardinal signs may be on the world axis. So actually a little bit in public view if you're any of those signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. But a feeling of breaking new ground for everyone, increasing assertiveness, bravery, courage, which link with Aries. And we must find our inner strength and resilience. She talked about the hero within, and no, not victimhood, but leadership and fresh energy. Aries are often good leaders. And also Uranus, so to speak, also on the world axis. And true freedom, talking about breaking new ground and a higher consciousness. And for that lunar eclipse, 15th of May Pacific and 16th of May GMT for us Britain. Big full moon. Emotions come to a head. Jupiter sextile with Mercury, so about apparently thinking big, stepping into our power, and Scorpio's power. And Pluto trine to the Sun and Moon. And Moon is the people, so loads of sort of intensity around people. Moon is at the South Node, so apparently it's about letting go big time, and about, she mentioned the power control, purging, elimination, all the mucky stuff, purging, disclosures, toxicity, even betrayals of people, secrets coming out, especially with the rich and powerful, what even more, and institutions, and a huge amount being brought to light. So that eclipse, she said, was 90 minutes, and it's particularly affecting South America, North America, USA, Africa, and the Indian Ocean areas. And she said those areas where it is around would possibly be in the news afterwards. So anyway, that's a summary. Hope you enjoy that, and I'll be sharing it on the social media. Look forward to seeing what happens, and take care. Bye for now. Bye.